Hello, I'm Vincent,
And I'm Andrew.
and we're looking at stamps all day, every day here at Cheshire Stamp Auctions
We
and
have
Sander
nothing
Fair.
else to do.
No, this is our life. And we got to talking about our favourite stamps, and specifically because we had a Great Britain collection in front of us at the time, what our favourite GB stamps were. And you won't be surprised to hear that I picked the penny black.
And I picked the PUC £1 black of 1929.
So we clearly like, well, we're from the Henry Ford school of stamps. Any colour you want as long as it's black. So I thought I'd stick a couple of examples. In fact, I've got a pair of stamps and two other individual stamps and a proof of the penny black to show you. And Andy will show the amazing PUC, and hopefully the camera will pick up the true beauty of these things, and we'll talk a little bit about issues of quality you need to be aware of when you're buying such stamps. So I'm going to put the pair under the camera now. So there you see a pair of unused, as in never used, penny blacks. You'll see the corner letters GG and the next one is GH. The whole row ran from GA all the way to GL. The top row of the sheet up here was A's, AA, AB, AC, and it went all the way down to the bottom to T, TA all the way to TL. That was 240 old pennies making up an old pound. They did this because they figured that any forgers would only have one die they were using, so post office clerks would spot the repetition of the same letters coming up, and it had this very fine engine turn background. It had a watermark in the paper, and consequently there was no successful forging of penny blacks at the time, unlike British banknotes, which were heavily forged at the time. So that is a lovely unused pair. Now I'm going to show you what a near perfect used example might look like. There we go. Isn't she beautiful? A near complete bright red Maltese cross shaped cancellation. They started to drop the red Maltese cross during 1840, so the last couple of plates 10 and 11, are rather scarce with the red. It's because the various people managed to scrub off and pick off the red ink and reuse the stamps, so they didn't like that and they went to the black. They hadn't invented perforations, and in fact the first successful perforating trials didn't occur for another 10 years. So as a collector, if you can afford it, try and get 4 large even margins, and those are 4 large even margins. They take up more than half of the space between them and their neighbour. It's fresh, it's just a beautiful stamp. I'll show you a single unused one now. And you can see this is from CL, L being the last vertical row. So this extra large margin on the right there is actually part of the sheet selvage, which gives it a even better, larger margin on the right. Absolutely fantastic. And the last thing I'm going to put on there is a proof. There we go. Now you can see there's something subtly different about the look of that. It's from a different plate altogether, and it was reprinted as a penny black at an exhibition many years after the 1840 penny black. So you can see the face, the crown, the hair, all different.
Letters in it,
and it's got letters in all four corners, and it's got a plate number hidden in there. So don't get fooled. It's still a valuable thing, but it's not a mint penny black. It just looks like one. Right, we're going to have a look at the PUC now. Andy wants to talk about that.
One of the most beautiful ever designed stamps, in my opinion. It depicts St George slaying the dragon, with George V surrounded by a lovely frame and crown above. This stamp was actually designed by Harold Nelson, who also did the Wembley issue as well. Engraved by Harrison at Waterloos and issued in 1929. These were valid for postage right up until way after the war. You get occasionally used on parcels and so on, but it's the iconic stamp that everybody wants for their collections. This one's a very nice looking marginal example, and I just think it's stunning.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. One of my first big purchases as a collector was my father and I teamed up and bought a used example, and I still have it. I could never part with it. I have a penny black and a tuppenny blue and PUC pound, which I bought when I was with my father. And if the penny black didn't exist, I'd certainly plumb for the PUC pound as being my favourite stamp. It's the high point of engraving. It really is. Well, anyway, thanks for joining us, and if there's anything you need to know about them, just get in touch.
Thank you.